Alright guys, hello again. This is part 2 of 8.5, Angles of Elevation and Depression. So let's get to the tricky problem that I was referring to before. Let's kind of peruse over what we've done already. So, this is example 3. It says that Destiny is 5 feet tall. While walking to school, she sees Justin Bieber filming a music video at the top of a building. If the building is 100 feet away, and the angle of elevation is 23 degrees, how tall is the building? So in this type of a circumstance, I always recommend draw the picture first. Okay, draw the picture first. So first of all, we have a building with Justin Bieber at the top of it. Right? We have a building with Justin Bieber at the top of it, and then a level ground. We're assuming it's exactly horizontal. Okay. Now, if I have a person here, Destiny is standing here, and she sees, Justin Bieber from a long way away, starts to freak out. So she sees Justin Bieber at this angle here. Or she sees this, let's just go with that. She sees Justin Bieber. And it says that she is 100 feet away. So we're just piecing together the information they give us. Nothing too tricky here, but without a picture, this problem is really difficult to do. Okay, unless you're a genius. So, if you are, more power to you. So the building is 100 feet away, and the angle of elevation is 22 degrees. Well, we also know what? We also know that Destiny is 5 feet tall, right? I don't know why that was swinging back and forth, but let's just draw a line here. Destiny is 5 feet tall. Okay. But what does angle of elevation mean? We want to label this 23 degrees, but angle of elevation means, again, from the horizontal. So if I'm dealing with finding the angle of elevation here, I need to have, from her eyes, right, I need to have a horizontal line that we can measure this off of. So the 23 degrees is actually here. Right, so this angle here is the 23 degrees. Now, from there, we can use our trig functions to solve for the height of this building. So here's the height of the building here, and we want to solve for that. Okay, so I'm going to move to the next page where the word problem is not written, so we have more space to show our work. Okay, but if you want to rewind or anything to come back, feel free. But we have all of our information labeled. So here's the next. We now have more room to work. Okay. So the only thing that's different on this side is I now have the 5 on this side because it becomes more clear as to how it's going to be used. Okay. But everything else is the exact same. Okay. So we want to use a trig function to find the height of this building. But if you notice, the whole height of this building here is not actually a part of the triangle, right? Only a part of it is. Only this part that I'm going to highlight in pink here, only this part is actually part of the triangle, right? The 5 feet at the bottom is not, okay? So we need to, I'm going to call this part here, the pink part I just highlighted, I'm going to call it x, and we need to solve for x. And then at the end, all that's going to take place is we have this relationship that h equals x plus 5, right? The height of the building is the pink part here, which is x, plus the 5 feet at the bottom. Okay, so hopefully that's pretty straightforward for you. We have h equals x plus 5. But let's solve for x first, and then we can just solve for h from there. Okay, so to solve for x, we need to, let's also, I'm just going to point this out. Let's say I want it to the nearest hundredth, because it gives us, at least we can know how high it is. So nearest hundredth, which means again you are going to have to use your calculator unless you are a genius and you know these things off the top of your head. Which if you are, I don't know why you'd be watching this video. So nearest hundredth, you're going to need a calculator. If it's a multiple choice test and your options are all in decimal form, whether it says nearest hundredth or not, that means you're going to need to use a calculator, right? So those are kind of your clues as to what you're going to have to do there. But so we're looking at this. Let's set up our trig functions using the information that we know. So we're using this 23 degrees, right? 23 degrees is the angle that we care about. So from that, what information do we have? We're looking for the opposite leg length, and we're given the adjacent leg length, right? So we have an angle, we're looking for the opposite and the adjacent. So does this, what fits into this blank space here? Is it the tangent, is it cosine, or is it sine? Hopefully you remember that it's TOA, right? So tangent is what we need because we're given the opposite and the adjacent. So let's set up the equation here. We have tangent of, what is my angle of elevation? 23, right? That's the angle I care about, equals, what's opposite? It's either x or 100, right? But opposite, again, means that we're dealing with from this angle to the opposite side, right? So the opposite here would be x. So tangent of 23 equals x over the adjacent leg length. Again, now I didn't make this very clear at first, but we're assuming the building is straight up, so it's a right angle. So the legs are the two sides that I've boxed, right? The adjacent leg length would be 100. So then how do we solve for x? Well, we just, multiply both sides by 100. You get x equals 100 tangent of 23. Now, when you type this into your calculator, again, just hitting the tan button, you end up with x is approximately, okay, don't say equal. If you're in my class and you say equal, then I will mark you off because I'm a mean person, right? You guys know this. X is approximately 42.45 what? Well, we said it's 100 feet away, so we're looking at 42.45 feet. Now, a lot of you are going to be tempted to say, oh, cool, I found it, I'm good. If it's multiple choice, everybody's really mean to you, and that's going to be an option, but that's not what the question's asking. It asks for you to find the height of the building. What we have found is the height above Destiny's head, right? We found x here. We found this height. We need to find the height of the entire side, which means we add 5, right? H equals x plus 5. So really, the answer for h is you get h equals 42.45 plus 5, or h is approximately, not equal. See, I just said I'd mark you off. I did the same thing. H is approximately, right? Approximately 47.45 feet. And that is your final answer. H is approximately 47.45 feet. Okay, that's the answer you have there. So again, you really need to make sure you know what you're looking for. Are you looking for X? Are you looking for H? So you really need to be careful on these types of problems. Okay, but other than that, that should be it. So hopefully you learned something new. More videos will be coming, so have a good day.